mess.
Went the way of the white buffalo. Some more white buffaloes.
You're going to play in the preseason game here against the Giants, first time in a while for you. Just
You have something derogatory to say about that?
no, we've been around for a while. But what is your mindset going into it? What are you looking to accomplish, and what is the benefit of you playing?
Yeah, I mean, there's always that risk reward. I think over the years, it just hasn't made sense based on a number of different factors. But I used to enjoy playing the preseason back in my younger years, just to kind of maybe take that first hit or feel the kind of the nerves in the first drive. So I look forward to being out there. It was not much of a conversation with Robert. I think he was a little more nervous. I might have said no, but I was already leaning towards asking him to play. So it was an easy conversation, and I'm not sure how long it's going to be, but it'll be good to be out there with the guys. And obviously there's been some shuffling around, some of our front back end today at practice. It kind of looked the way things were trending the past week or so. So it'd be nice to be out there with those five.
So what does it make sense now? Well, according to Robert Saleh.
Why does it make sense now?
Yes.
We just had a conversation, and two of us came to an agreement. So it made sense.
How do you feel about where you're at in terms of your timing with these guys and them learning, your signals, your cadence, all that kind of stuff?
I think we got to get a lot done the next 2 weeks. I think this is when the speed kind of amps up a little bit. Urgency amps up. Today was a good example of that. We got to go against the carded period. That's when everything's up. And there's going to be quick signals and new stuff and more variation in the cadence and more quick adjustments. So there's going to be some mistakes, but we got to learn from every single one of those. And there's not a wasted rep, whether we're in the walkthrough in the indoor before or out on the field here. We got to get to make every rep count.
Have you noticed them doing better when you do quiz them, maybe now than when you first started?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's not a lot of repeat mistakes. There's some cadence stuff that we got to work with the line, but those guys are sharp, and just got to keep getting them thinking and playing at the same speed.
How do you feel about Mekhi getting bumped up to the first team? And it sounds like you guys are established some sort of bond. Eating a little lunch yesterday, he said.
Yeah, I like Mekhi a lot. I think he's a guy that, just like all of us, we all want to feel like we belong. We want to feel like we're a part of this thing, and that we're part of the group. And whether by his own doing or just the way things fell, I think he might not have felt that way. And it's normal when you're on injured reserve, and I've been a couple times. It's a tough place to be because you feel isolated from the team. You're outside of, you're not maybe traveling as much. You're not in the meetings. So I think it's been a conscious effort by all of us to make him feel like, he's a part of this thing. He's so talented. He's humongous, and he's athletic for a man who's 6'8", 350. And so I'm excited about seeing him out there. He's a big teddy bear on the inside, so I've been enjoying getting to know him. He's a fierce competitor on the field, though, and I'm excited about having him out there.
So what do you think about the way he's playing throughout the course of the preseason?
Well, I think it's just about consistency for him. Part of it is in his head, feeling comfortable when you're injured for that long. Jordy Nelson dealt with that for a couple years in a row. We had a knee and then a hip, and you're just rehabbing for so long, and it's frustrating, and you don't feel like you're ever healthy. And then you got to get over that confidence part where you can get all the skills, back into the repertoire. All the things that you knew you were capable of doing that maybe you forgot or just haven't done in a while. And for him, he's been working with left in the beginning of camp, and then just last week we moved over to right. So now he's talking to Billy about stances and getting his own kick footwork back into it. So it'll be a work in progress, but I think he's done some good things the last couple of days.
Hey, Aaron, how does this tight end group maybe stack up and compare with some of the other units that you've had on your teams over the years?
Yeah, I think it's a good group. I think there's a lot of different guys that can play, a lot of guys with multiple skill sets. There's guys that they're not just one-trick ponies, which is nice. We've had all different kinds over the years. We have guys that can block, guys that can get down the field, and maybe not block as well, guys who did a little bit of everything. But I feel like CJ is a great wide tight end on the ball, but he's also a talented route runner. He's got really good hands. He does it all, and he's a good leader in the locker room. Conk is he's like a Swiss Army knife type of guy. You could split him out if you needed to. I think he's done better at blocking the point of attack. He's a really good route runner. He really sets up his routes well. I think Ruck has made a lot of strides, just hearing about how he was last year and seeing the progress in OTAs and training camp. He's done a really nice job. Kenny does a lot of great things on special teams, and I think he's improved his route running and become a better guy setting things up. And there's a couple young guys behind them. Zach obviously has incredible size. He's a little raw in some areas, but I think there's a lot to work with there.
They put a new field in, obviously at MetLife. I'm curious if you've had any initial impressions, and also just the thought you played your entire career on grass and Lambeau, and just making the switch to the turf. What are your thoughts?
I've had some good games on turf over the years. Most of that was indoor stuff in Detroit and Minnesota, but I'm a fan of grass for sure. I got to admit that. I like wearing 7 studs and playing on grass, but I feel like the field is supposedly the newest and the greatest. There's obviously been a lot of conversation around grass fields compared to turf fields, but I feel like the other night that it was one of the best surfaces I've seen that's artificial. I don't feel like we had any of those, non-contact issue injuries, so that was good to start off the season. And it's our surface, so we're going to enjoy it. I've always felt a little bit faster on turf, so I do look forward to that.
I think it'll do for you, because I've noticed I'm hard actually like picking up the grass. Like Ray Lewis, I think for his intro, they used to put a little piece of grass out there for him. Are they going to do that for you?
Just pick up the little black pellets, toss them in the air. Yeah.
I know the opportunity's been limited with Brees so far, but what have your impressions been with him working for him for the last week, and what do you think he can add to this offense?
I mean, I said that the difference between Carolina and Tampa was 17 being on the field, and I feel like the difference that we've seen when Brees is on the field is also substantial. He's just a different speed, and we had a play in the move the ball period last week where I just kind of drew some up in the dirt. It's something that we have and that we'll get to at some point, but with kind of 4 verticals and him split out, running a one-step slant, and he caught it and hit 21 plus miles an hour, and he just looks like he's cruising. Now, we had a guy in Green Bay who had similar running style as far as he was super efficient. Amon Green, when he was running, nobody ever really caught him, and it didn't look like he was going that fast. You watch him Brees, and it might not look like he's going like that fast, but nobody catches him. I mean, he has elite speed, and he also has got a big old hind end, and he's put together pretty well for a running back. So love having him out there. He's a smart guy. Like, I was testing him. He's been out most of training camp, and the first time he was in there, just to mess with him, because he always is giving me, guff and ripping me about everything from my looks to my age or whatever. So he was in there. I said, all right, I'm going to test this young cat, and he was real sharp on all the adjustments and checkdowns and everything. So I give him credit for that. He seems to be a pro.
When we were first talking to you about patience, like when you were being a little bit more patient with people, learning the offense, learning your signals and all that stuff, and you'd said there would be a time when you might have to ramp up the intensity a little bit. Have you had to do that, or has it organically happened without you saying anything, where the intensity is ramped up day over day, week over week to get ready for the year?
Oh, I think it naturally comes up as we go. I will say that there may have been some comments about me that I don't know that are true anymore. Cobby said some things about how you gotta watch out because 8's gonna snap at some point. I don't feel like I'm the snapping type anymore. I mean, I'm gonna raise my level of intensity, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna embarrass anybody. I don't want to do that. I want to make guys feel like they're a part of this and they're going to get that respect and that kindness. There's going to be accountability, though, for sure. And accountability is on the preparation. I want guys to be thinking like a quarterback. I want guys to remember the little things we talk about in the meetings. If I'm talking, if Hack's talking, if your position coach is talking, we need to be taking notes. And so we're not making repeat mistakes from things we've talked about. So that's all going to continue to amp up. That's how the season goes. There's no do-overs once it becomes live. So we gotta hold them accountable and keep trending in that direction.
This is kind of related to that too. You clearly are a student of the game. You love talking football. We've seen you on the sideline. We've seen you on the field and that kind of thing. Have you thought about coaching beyond, whatever that is, the playing career, but coaching, maybe not head coach, but you love talking to guys about the game.
Yeah, I thought about it for that long. Listen, there's not a lot of great players that turn into great coaches, and I think there's some reasons for that. But I've given a lot to this game. This game has given me a lot. And I think when I'm done, I'm going to be done, and enjoy my time with it. And I'd love to help out, friends' kids or something, or high schoolers. But I think when my time in this league is done, then that's my time.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.